Good morning, Professor Verstovsek. I thank you very much that you have been very early this morning available for us for this Awareness Day. And as one of the most important researchers, I would like to put you a question. Which message would you like to send to patients living with MPNs on the MPN Awareness Day?
Thank you, Peter. Thank you for having me on the program today. It's a real pleasure to join the team, the MPN team that is addressing the needs of our myeloproliferative neoplasm patients in terms of improving the quality of life of our patients with MPN and make it much, much longer to live a long life with a good control of the signs and symptoms of myeloproliferative neoplasms. And if you remember where we were 10 to 15 years ago, you can recognize easily how much progress we have made and how much progress is being made at the moment for a near future for our patients to really change the outcome of their worry about living with myeloproliferative neoplasms. So just to remind you of new waves of development in myelofibrosis. Myelofibrosis is the deadliest of myeloproliferative neoplasms, unfortunately, where we make strides in improving quality of life of the patients, changing their anatomy, decreasing the big organs, and make them enjoy life again as participants in their social life, with family life, fully, again, for a prolonged period of time, for years, where we extend the life of the patients with myelofibrosis. So as you know, we have 2 medications approved in the last 10 years for patients with myelofibrosis where there was nothing before to do. I remember vividly in my early days, I have been around for about 20 years. For 10 years, there was not much to offer to the patients. It was terrible. The patients were coming with a desire to do whatever they can to help them and everybody else involved in this terrible situation. And we joined forces together with the patients, with the supporters that were developing new medications, and took us some years to make a difference. And now, if you look what's happening, we have positive outcomes with approved medications, and we have so many, I would say at least 10 different clinical trials, phase 3 clinical trials, which are randomized trials for possible approval of new medications. So I would expect that within the next 5 years, we're going to have a number of additional medications, many that will address the issues where currently approved medications don't work or are not to be given, or to enhance what the currently approved medications do. So combinations with the JAK inhibitors are the backbone of what we do to control the disease to such a great extent to extend the life of the patients for much, much longer. I think that's a reasonable expectations in these days, to control the signs and symptoms of myelofibrosis, to extend the life and have that good quality of life for many, many more years than what would otherwise one expect. That's a reasonable expectations. We would like to eliminate disease, and that certainly we strive to do that with what we are trying to develop, new medications. But I think that we can make that chronic disease truly chronic, and not to talk about life expectancy of 5 years or 7 years, but say, how about 20 years or 30 years? That would make it close to normal, as it is the case for essential thrombocythemia and polycythemia vera. This is not to say that we cannot really expect over time to get to the level where we can talk about elimination of the disease. Case in point, a new development for patients with polycythemia vera and essential thrombocythemia. Already in Europe 2 years ago, approved medication called ropeg interferon, a new version of interferon, where now, after 5 years of therapy of patients with polycythemia vera, we are talking about complete molecular response. No evidence of the malignant cells in the patients on therapy with this new preparation of interferon. Hopefully, it's going to get approved in the United States, and it's being tested for approval in patients with essential thrombocythemia. So I'm bringing this up because with that notion of ability of medication, and this is just an example, to eliminate detectable malignant cells, calling complete molecular response, are we actually able then, through time, we need to confirm that molecular response as viable, as true, and clinically relevant, but still, can we start talking about elimination of myeloproliferative neoplasm. I think that's the first step here in earlier stages of essential thrombocythemia and polycythemia vera. But the hope is, great hope, that we can then start talking about this in the near future for patients with myelofibrosis as well.
Okay, Srdan, thank you very much for this. I think it's a very positive view. I think you're absolutely right, but we have made the big steps ahead. I can only give my own experience. When I got diagnosed PV 26 years ago, the doctor told me, you have 5 years to live. And I think, today, all hematologists, if they know about MPN, they can tell me if you can control it, you can live all your life with that. It's so we have huge changes made, and I think all of it is really thanks to you and the work of your people. And also in the name of the patients, I just wanted to thank you for your not giving up and to keep on fighting and always trying to find new ways. This is so great for us, when we hear it, because a lot of people is really suffering. So I don't want to take more time from you. I thank you very much. That was great again to have you here. And I think next time we will talk a bit longer. Yeah.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you for everything you do. It's a team effort after all.